the hottest product this month, and probably of the year in some respects, is this. This is the new iPad. What are you going to call it? The iPad 3, the iPad 3rd generation, the 2012 iPad? Apple just calls it the new iPad. It is absolutely awesome. I couldn't love this thing more. I'm gonna get to the bottom line. You want it. What's new in the new iPad? Well, you probably already know all the specs. They've quadrupled the resolution. It's now a 3-megapixel screen, so 9.7 inches, but with 3.1 megapixels, 2048 by 1536. Everything just looks fantastic. Let me show you a book, for instance. It's crisp. It's easy to read. You can zoom in on the text. I found that on both my Kindle app and my iBooks app, here's Brian Brushwood's Scam School book, I actually could make the text a little bit smaller than I usually make it because it's so crisp. It's so easy to read. You got, on this, you have about 260, what is it, 260, I've got it written down right here so I get it exactly right. 264 pixels per inch. Now, that's a little less than the Galaxy Nexus or the Galaxy Note. Those are very high-resolution displays. But I don't know of any device with a screen this big that has that kind of resolution. Text is crisp. The images are super realistic. Let me show you some pictures on here. And even movies look better. Now, Apple's started putting out 1080p movies, and I have to say they do look really good, but I'm not sure they're going to look much better than a 720p movie on a screen of this size at the distance that you'll hold this screen. Nevertheless, you've got the dots there, and the color is great. This is an IPS screen. As I turn it on the angle, you're going to see that you can view it at almost any angle, and it still looks great. This is Infinity Blade 2. We're all very excited about the new Infinity Blade Dungeons, which will be out next month. That'll really take advantage of us. But this game has been updated, as have been all the Apple apps. Look at that. Even at the side, you can see pretty well what's going on. All the Apple apps. In fact, Apple's done a really great job of updating iPhoto, GarageBand, iMovie to take advantage of the Retina display, and that's making a big difference. These programs are even better than ever. In fact, iPhoto has become a very popular program. Let me just show you real quickly how great it looks when I pull up some images here. This is the new iPhoto. Everything's very fluid. Apple has put in a new processor. This is the A5X processor. Same number of CPU cores, roughly the same CPU speed, but in order to support the high-density graphics, they've put in a graphics processor that's about 4 times the quality. And I mean, these images are just spectacular. By the way, that's another nice feature of this. They finally put a decent camera in. The front camera is, you know, the HD cam for eyesight, VGA quality, but the back cam is 5 megapixels. Let me see, it's upside down here. It's right there. It's 5 megapixels, and they're using the same elements and lenses in the iPhone 4S. So it's very good in low light, gives you really great color reproduction. I couldn't be happier. All these images were taken with the new camera, and I have to say, it's such a good camera. It may become my regular point-and-shoot camera. As you see, a lot of speed as we're handling these images. Everything just jumps around. You never feel any lag. Really is spectacular. There have been some complaints about the iPad heating up, and it's true that you might feel when you're doing something really CPU intensive, some warming up on the part of the screen that is right. I'm sorry, the part of the back that is right over the A5X CPU. But I have to say that it's only about 10 degrees warmer than last generation's iPad. Certainly not too hot to touch. I never found it uncomfortable. And you would expect more heat when you have that many more transistors and that much more processing power in here. One thing I haven't heard a lot of people talk about, Apple did not put Siri in here, but they did put Siri's voice dictation capability in. And it's just fantastic. I am actually using the iPad now to do all my email. Watch. Thanks for your email, period. Sorry I couldn't respond earlier, ellipsis. I was a little bit tied up doing before you buy, period. New paragraph. Thanks for watching, ellipsis, and writing, exclamation point. The dictation is very good, and I found that, let's see, did it get it? Yep, 100%. Wow. That's pretty good. And I found that I can actually whip through my email very quickly by doing voice dictation. that is something really nice. And what it means is I don't feel the urge to carry around a keyboard as many used to with the iPad. For quick data entry, I can use the built-in on-screen keyboard. And if I want to write something longer, I can absolutely dictate it every time. I just love it. Many apps have been updated, not just all the Apple apps, but things like Flipboard, stalwarts like Flipboard, to just look fantastic. So it comes, of course, with Verizon or AT&T LTE. Now, if you're outside the U.S., it won't do you any good, but inside the U.S., you'll see some real speed improvements, especially on the Verizon LTE. We're seeing it in some cases as fast as Fios, 50 megabits down, 20 or 15 or 20 megabits up. Do watch out, because you might be tempted to use this more on 3G and 4G and run up your bill. But it works great, and the LTE is fantastic. My recommendation, if you want to use hotspotting, is to get the Verizon LTE, because Verizon does support hotspotting. But if you're already grandfathered in on unlimited LTE or unlimited bandwidth from AT&T, you might want to stick with AT&T. Either way, I think you'll be very pleased with not only the speed, but just the fluidness, the feel, the quality. This is yet another wonderful product in the iPad line, the best iPad yet. Pros, it's faster, it's better looking, that great big screen. New software like iPhoto, GarageBand, and iMovie really takes advantage of the new screen and the CPU power. And dictation means you don't have to carry a keyboard. The only con is if you already have an iPad, you just might not want to spend the money for the upgrade. But I have to say, if you can sell your iPad or give it to somebody, this is a worthy upgrade. Absolutely. Definite buy. I've been very pleased with the new iPad. They did a great job on this. And it is really, I think, the iPod that Apple wanted to design from day one. There's my review of the new iPad. High recommendation. And with the dictation now, I'm much more likely to use it to create content rather than just read and look at movies and things like that. Lots of great games on here. Angry Birds Space. It's a winner.